Oh, there I am. Back again. Um, talk about what is right wing populism because it seems like people don't know what that is, and people are was some people or you'll find some leftists or supposed leftists agreeing with uniting with the populist right, and it's like what, and they call themselves leftists, like, and kind of wonder like, do they know what, are they leftists? Because obviously they're not aware of what populist right is. And populist right is just straight fascism. Straight fascism. And I'll show some examples and some meanings and all this stuff. So, what is the problem with uniting with the populist right? Populist right is literally um, just a far right uh, um, position, very far right position. So, I'm going to get into some stuff here for we can make sense of it. I'll pull out a basic definition of populism. Okay, populism. Hold on. Hold on. How do I do this? Think. Boom. Setting this up real fast. Share Chrome tab. Here it is. Here's a basic definition of populism here. So here, populism. What is it? Here's just okay. A political approach that strives to appeal to ordinary people who feel that their concerns are disregarded by established elite groups. What's the next one? Support for populist politician policies, the quality of appealing to or being aimed at ordinary people. So that's just basic. That's a basic uh, definition there. Now, let's remove that. Now, what is right wing populism? Let's see. Hold on. Now we go. Okay. I'm going to go here. I'll pull out another. Hold on. Um, I'm going to pull out another. I'm going to pull out a Wikipedia on populist right. And what is it? That way, there's shouldn't be any confusion. So I'm just coming on here to help people understand something. So I'll go to right wing populism. We'll read this. Okay, this is right wing populism. And this is why I say it's just fascism. Actually, there's no such thing as right wing populism. And plus, I'm skeptical of any form of populism, even left populism. Left populism is there's a little bit, tiny bit glitch, but it's not bad. But right wing populism is just straight fascism. I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, okay, I pulled it up. So here's right wing populism. Let's read this. It says right here, right wing populism, also called national populism, uh, and right wing nationalism. Okay, you see this? Okay, is a political ideology which combines right wing politics, populist rhetoric, and themes. Oh man, it's getting close to fascist. Look what right wing populism is. The rhetoric often consists of anti-elitist sentiments. Okay, opposition to the establishment, kind of like what Trump did, oh, drain the swamp and stuff. This is the kind of talk right wing populism have, and speaking to the common people. Both right wing populism and left wing populism object to perceived control of liberal democracies. Okay, doesn't mean we should unite with them, but watch this: by elites, control of liberal democracies by elites. However, populism of the left also objects to the power of large corporations. Oops. Oh, shoot. Messed up. Let me go back. I did that by accident. Of large corporations. So left wing populism is against the power of large corporations and their allies, while populism of the right normally supports, what do they support? Look, populism of the right normally supports strong immigration controls. Holy shit. Look what, here it is. Here's some more. In Europe, the term right wing populism is used to describe groups, politicians, and political parties that are generally known for their opposition to immigration. Okay. So the alt right, okay, the alt right, you know what the alt right was? Is right wing. Is right wing that separates themselves from, I guess, basic right. And so the alt right was actually what you call um, a right wing populist group, right wing populism. So, see what it says here: politicians, political parties that are generally known for opposition to immigration. Look, especially from the Islamic world and for Euroscepticism. Right wing populism in the Western world is generally associated with ideologies such as anti environmentalism, neo nationalism. Boom, there you go, neo nationalism. Okay, anti-globalization, nativism, holy shit, another fascist aspect of things here, and protectionism. That's right-wing populism. Okay, European right-wing populists also typically support expanding the welfare state, but barring undocumented immigrants from receiving government benefits. This concept has been referred to as, what you call it, welfare chauvinism. So that gets in the that part of right wing populism. It gets to the level of third positionism. Okay, third positionism. Oh, hey, Logan. I didn't know I'm on. Am I on Facebook? Oh shit, I'm unblocked on Facebook. Oh damn. I didn't even know I was on Facebook. So here, right wing. I'm talking about right wing populism. I thought I was only on Twitch and YouTube right now. I guess I'm unblocked on Facebook, but I'm multi-stream. So right wing populism literally is just straight fascism. Okay, it's just fascism, and the alt right. That's what the alt right is. Is the alt right is right wing populism. That's it. So to say the left wing populism should unite with the right wing populism literally is red brown fascist pipeline, a red brown fascist agenda. That's it. Um, there's nothing else you can say about that. Jimmy Dore talking about uniting with the right wing populists is very weird. Okay. Um, Very strange. I don't know if he's doing it out of ignorance. He's not researching enough. He's uh, not understanding what it is. He just says stuff. I don't know where he's getting his words from. That's why I don't trust Jimmy Dore. I don't like his news. I don't like his stuff because I think he's either not researching or either acting dumb or he is part of an agenda of a red brown of helping to create or helping assist the red brown fascist pipeline. Okay, even if he's doing it ignorantly or acting stupid, he's still assisting. No matter what he's doing, he's still assisting the red brown fascist pipeline. He's creating a pipeline to suck people in and then mess with their heads. And so people need to be careful with Jimmy Dore, paying attention to Jimmy Dore, because he's obviously don't know what he's doing or he's acting dumb. He's one of those two. He doesn't know what he's doing or he's acting dumb. Really stupid. So I wanted to show you that right wing populism. So now let's go to what is I'm gonna remove this real fast. I'm gonna show a wiki on just populism itself. Let's see what it says. Um okay, we're gonna see what scholars think about it and stuff like that. Stop screen here. Share screen. I'm gonna go to another window here. Mm, mm, Populism. Okay, and then I'm gonna go further. I'm gonna go onto a Twitter area. Okay, let me see if I'm on. Oh yeah, it's on. Cool. So here, right now, populism refers, right here it says, populism refers to a range of political stances that emphasize the idea of the people, right, of the people. And often this is just the basic word populism, often juxtapose this group against the elite, generally against the elite. Okay, so there's left wing, right wing populism. Usually the left wing populism is the corporate elite, but consistently anti-capitalist. Okay, but like I said, there's tiny bit of glitches of left-wing populism that I'll talk about later. I want to focus on right-wing populism and how what Jimmy Dore is doing or talking about and everything is actually kind of dangerous. So it's kind of weird. It's not right. The term developed in the 19th century has been applied to various politicians, parties, and movements since that time. Although it has rarely been chosen as a self description within political science, it says right here, and social sciences and other social sciences, several different definitions of populism have been employed, with some scholars proposing that the term be rejected altogether. Very interesting. So it's just a weird word. And that word, oops, and that word, populism is a word that fascists will use for the right wing. Once, so they're reframing themselves. Well, they don't reframe. For a minute there, I respected the idea of force of vote. Yeah, the force of vote that was sensationalized because also Jimmy Dore backed up. I know what you mean. There's strategies out there, but that was mainly to attack AOC. So I'm a little suspicious of that. And it kind of combines with him starting to get people to join with the populist right, but attacking like progressives and who are more like literally the closest thing to a leftist agenda. Um, so that's like suspicious. But yeah, these strategies are good. It's not everything, and plus, we shouldn't be. What happens is, when you call out somebody, when people get called out and they really respect that person, and then when they feel let down, what happens is it creates a like um yeah, he was attacking. Yeah, exactly. More attacking AOC more, even more than the other basically Democrats. Okay, like the Democrats that we need to attack. Okay, but the thing is, we have to understand that nobody is perfect, and to look for perfection and stuff, it can set people up in a bad place when something might not happen or not be fulfilled. So I don't look for perfection. I look for moving forward and constantly, um and also evolving. Like nobody's perfect. I don't expect anybody to be perfect. I'll have friends that'll do stuff, or even maybe friends that'll run as politicians. I'm not going to expect perfection. I just know we're moving forward. So that's how I look at things. What Jimmy Dore did with the AOC situation was he was sensationalizing the situation, getting people worked up in the brain, because people in the United States, I think we have a special addiction or interesting way of thinking, and I think he fed into that, and that's what made it intense. But 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 now the concept of the populist right. So he attacks right. Now let's jump back down to the concept of the unite with the populist right. Saying to unite with the populist right makes it even more suspicious. He doesn't attack the GOP, or he doesn't attack the Democrats that need to be attacked. You know, harshly. We need to put the focus on what names need to be attacked, and that way we call out all these fake people or supposed fake Democrats, right? And you push them out, and then you bring in all the good, like more progressives into the party, and making the progressive caucus grow, right? So that's an idea. That's an idea. Um, uh, but he's not doing that. He's pushing out all the progressives, the whole squad, and then uniting with the populist right. The term populist right is what literally fascists call themselves. The actually populist right is just fascism. There's no such in reality. If populism means to connect with the common people, there's really no such thing as the populist right. It's just fascist. It's the kind of terminology that fascists use to cover their identity of who they really are from the beginning. They create pipelines in different places in different directions. So now with the Boogaloo Boys, he was talking to a Boogaloo Boy. Now Boogaloo Boys is like weird because there's some innocent Boogaloo Boys, a lot of different characters, and there's actual fascist Boogaloo Boys, like actually fascist Boogaloo Boys. So their stuff is not maintained. It's not. It's kind of scary. Um, like there's no like watching out for fascists or properly because of the type of rhetoric they hold, the kind of ideas they hold. So it's easy for fascists to come in to Boogaloo Boy arena. Now, when he interviews the Boogaloo Boys, the way I see this is that he is using the Boogaloo Boys or not. I don't know if he's doing this on purpose or not. Okay. I think a lot of it's ignorance or something. But using the Boogaloo Boys is used as a Trojan horse. They have in common. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. The way the way Boogaloo Boys is used as a Trojan horse for the populist right. It's not like the Boogaloo Boys are fully fascist or anything. The word or that group of people called the Boogaloo Boys is used as a Trojan horse to talk about the populist right. That is what's happening. So the Boogaloo Boys is literally becoming a Trojan horse for a fascist pipeline. And this is the time when people, if people thought Boogaloo Boys were fine or all this time or all this stuff, this is time where people have to say, oh no, I gotta let go of that thought. Boogaloo Boys are not that organized to keep fascists out, and they are also their word is also being used as a Trojan horse for the populist right, who is actually a fascist movement. So why unite with the fascists? You see, it's a pipeline. Pipeline doesn't mean, oh, everybody's fascist. They know it's a pipeline. No, pipeline means it's leading people to that direction, getting people's minds sucked into a way of thinking. So that's why I came on here, man. I'm glad I'm like unblocked on Facebook. I just started the stream because I multi-stream. I do it multi-stream like uh, um, I thought I was maybe I'm not on YouTube. Oh yeah, I am on YouTube. Damn, I didn't even put it on Twitch. So it's on Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook. I wish I had it on Twitch too. Damn. But I wanted to come on here to talk about the populist right and how what Jimmy Dore is saying is no fucking good. No fucking good. And stay completely away from those ideas and because it's not right. I had somebody on YouTube tell me like, "Oh, Jimmy Dore's so left. He's more leftist than anybody in the US." And so this person was saying like something like, "I'm from Europe and Jimmy Dore is like straight up Europe from a European socialist view. He's more socialist than anybody." I go, "What the fuck is this European socialism? This is bullshit." I go, "Don't give me that bullshit, dude. We're like anti-capitalists. What the hell?" I go, "How does a socialist unite with the populist right unless the guy was a right wing just coming on my YouTube commenting that way?" That's like, what is the if European socialists think that way, dude, I don't want to be a fucking European socialist. The fuck is that shit? Uniting with the populist right. I was like, hey, dude, like, but the thing is, there is a lot of manipulators, there is a lot of infiltrators, and they come in and do all these comments, these fast paced comments, and they'll say European socialism. And plus that concept European socialism, it was brought up as an argument against Bernie Sanders saying he's not socialist enough or something like that. We don't know how he thinks really. In our reality, we don't know him in person, but that idea or the concept European socialism, blah 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 blah, was actually brought up to just put down Bernie Sanders more when he started running and everything. So you see all these agendas popping up. Um, you know, all this thing, like people are not aware. And plus socialism is barely boosting up more and more and more in the United States. So now, since it got way up there, before they used to just say, oh, you commie, blah blah blah, a long time ago in the United States, right? Oh, you commie, and then put you down, whatever. But it doesn't even work no more. So now they're trying all these infiltration tactics using these different talking points and all that stuff. And that's what's going on. So we have to be aware. We have to be careful. Just be anti-capitalist as fuck. It doesn't matter. It's fucking from Europe or this, that, or that country. It doesn't fucking matter. Don't. And uniting with the populist right is not a thing to do. And populist right is actually fascist. For any socialist to say that Jimmy Dore is a hardcore leftist and uniting the populist right is the right thing to do. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're here. I guess that person was probably a third positionist, and we don't know it. A red brown fascist person. The Red Scare is wearing out. Oh yeah, the Red Scare is wearing away. They have to get more aggressive to keep social. Exactly, they have to get more aggressive, and what they do is act like a leftist and then constantly put down leftists, right? Attacking leftists, whether even if they're in a political position within a municipality or city council or within Congress, right? So they constantly putting them down, and that's another way to infiltrate. It's another way to put it down and then bring the right wing back up again. So that's what the this whole third positionism, red brown fascist alliance is about, is to just keep that away and keep people distracted to learning. Yeah, there's Nosbles. They are Nosbles. A third positionist is like a person that embraces both like a combination of capitalist and socialist economic ideas. So they're third positionists, so they can infiltrate. And then you got like red fascists. Red fascists, the terminology is a little bit used a little bit differently today compared to the past. Um, in the past, red fascists just means some state is socialist or whatever. But today it's mainly like it's like Strasserites, um, Nosbles, and stuff like that. And also they use strictly a lot of like leftist economics ideas, but they're fascist. Okay, and there's a tiny bit of glitch in left wing populism, not that much. Left wing populism's good, all right, it's good, but there's a tiny glitch that can feed this one little thing, two little things in left populism that feeds into Strasserism and different stuff. Oh yeah, there's a thing on China. That's a different another that's another subject. But a lot of red fascists will use China, and there's a lot of reasons behind it too. Um, but that's a whole nother subject. Um, uh, so yeah, but China's like more, but China itself is more like red liberalism. It's no different than neoliberalism. We just say red because they use the word socialism, I guess, but it's more like red liberalism in China. Um, it's not legit. They have the decollectivize and the um, a lot of stuff and decollectivized agriculture. Where in Cuba they didn't do that. In Cuba they're actually transferring. They don't decollectivize in Cuba. What they do is they transfer the state-owned co-ops to the people. So what they do is they transfer ownership to the people, and Cuba's doing these transitions lately. So that's the difference. So they're co-ops still. They're like co-ops run by the people, and the democracy is taking place by the people in those shops in Cuba. So it's way different than China. China's like liberalism, straight up like liberal shit. That's true. China's extremely capitalist, highly big time capitalist. You go there, you'll see. It's like, wow, it's capitalism all over here too. They got Walmart there. You could go shop at Walmart in China and stuff like that. um, they got a lot of capitalist corporations there. It's because China sells cheap labor, so they're like the state is like their bargainer. The state's like the union. So the state owns the means of production or controls the means, and they're also like the main union for the people, but they don't do a good job. They're in full control, full power. So the people can't really stand up for themselves that well. Oh, you lived there for a year. Oh shit. Yeah. So you know. Yeah, it's very, very capitalist. And like Cuba's different. Like their big shops are still co-ops. Uh, um, I think it's like now 5% of their co-ops they transfer to people, and it's running smooth. And in Cuba, the co-ops that are run by the people that was transferred to the people's hands, ownership to the people, they actually do better than the state co-ops, state-owned co-ops. So it's it's showing it's showing how well it works. And Cuba's going, wow, this is really interesting. And they're little by little transitioning. So basically, the people owned co-ops in Cuba is like a libertarian socialist side of things, and then the state owned co-ops is kind of like the state socialist part of things. So these in Cuba right now, you have both aspects of state and libertarian socialism happening at the same time, and you can see how they work side by side. And it's a good project. It's good thing to look at. Yeah, visit Cuba. Cuba is really cool. It's poor. It's because the embargo and the trade blocks and stuff. Because that's what happens when you get blocked from trading. That's what happens in economics. Economically, you get held back. But it's very interesting. Like I want to visit Cuba soon and check out the people owned co-ops too, and check it out and talk to them. And it's a democratized. They're democratized co-ops. It's really good stuff. So that's the difference between Cuba and China. There's the economics are a lot very different. Where China's hardcore freaking liberal, is red, straight red liberalism. And yes, there is fascists, even red fascists, that take use China for some odd reason. It's like, in Germany, not the Nazis call themselves socialists, but they impose this weird, they're supposedly socialists that impose this weird market system. And that's what I wonder about. What if they're get really highly into China, because it probably feeds into this particular socialism, whether it's Nazis or Strasserism type ideas or whatever it is. Oh yeah, they got doctors. They got a lot of doctors. Well, it's because their education is different there. Um, uh, um, and they're really into medical. It's kind of like uh, there's some countries that are really into medicine. Even India is really into medicine. Um, so yeah, people get educated in that field, um, and they want to do that and travel around the world, um, practicing the medicine. So yeah, I came on here just to uh, talk about the uh, right. What is right wing populism? Right, white populism. Because man, I had some weird comments like coming on YouTube. Like, really, Jimmy Dore is the most leftist, and he's right about uniting with the right populists. It's like, what are you saying? You know what? And I'm all like looking at these comments, going, "Are you know what right wing populism is? Like, what the hell is am I hearing?" Oh yeah, Cuba sends their doctors everywhere, everywhere. They're very helpful like that. It's one of the main things that they can do more openly, also for trade, you know. But that's like the main thing they do. They have the best medicines. They the medicine called interferon alpha 2b is what they were using in battling the COVID-19. That was created by a Cuban doctor, I think in the 90s. Oh man, I forget the doctor's name, but that was created by a Cuban doctor. Now, everybody makes interferons around the world, even here in America. But the medicine, interferon medicine, came from Cuba. It was a doctor that was able to. Um, um, Interferons is a natural molecule that's produced in your body that that um, attaches itself or attaches itself to the virus or something like that, recognizes the virus, and then passes a message to the rest of your body saying, hey, this is a virus. And so the immune system will react sooner. what happened with COVID-19, the reason why people get so sick or there's death and stuff is because our body cannot recognize it yet. It's a new virus. It's simple. It's not that hard. It shouldn't be hard to understand. It's not, these viruses, we can combat them. But so the what an interferon does is it gets the virus, reads it, and then sends the message that is a virus to the rest of the body. And that's what interferons is. So the doctor, what he did was took the interferon and figured out how to clone the interferons by or artificially make it no clone or produce more by growing it on bacteria. And that was discovered by a doctor in Cuba. And now we all do that. So we all have interferons because of the Cuban doctors today. So interferons. So right now, what I do, I take a supplement called selenium, and selenium helps build interferons in your body. Okay, because interferons don't always pop out; they just come out randomly. And also, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, it's for Cuba. Cuba brought the stuff. They have the greatest doctors. They have like great um thinking doctors, scientists in Cuba. Cuba is good for that stuff. It's because of their education system though too. So they have a good literacy rate in Cuba also. And the reason why we have really good doctors and the reason why we have interferon right now. So it's just that is just the obvious. That's stuff that people don't know. They don't know about that stuff. Um, we just know we got interferons. um, um, what else? So yeah, so that's the difference between um the dogs are walking around over there. So that's the difference between China and Cuba. Cuba, the way they're changing their market is transferring the markets to the people, but they keep it as co-ops. Small businesses are owned by entrepreneurs. There's not no petite bougie people there, but there's entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs doesn't mean capitalists. People think that. You can be a taxi driver, or you can do different little things as a worker. And also the artists they do well in Cuba. The artists in Cuba, they do really well. Art is part of socialism too. They're not capitalists either. They're entrepreneurs. So in Cuba, they do well with the tourists. When with the artists do well with the tourists there, and they do really good. Um, but yeah, all their co-ops are transferred to the people, but kept as co-ops, and that's a good thing. And the people love it. They run their own stuff. Oh, I was just checking out my dog there. So yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, back to right wing populism. Unity with right wing populism, no good. We already know. Like it should be obvious. It's like that's why I came on here just give a simple definition and a simple Wikipedia and all this stuff because people coming on here, people claiming to be leftist. Leftism has grown so much that a lot of people are thinking, I know leftism so much. It's like, really? It's like, and then some people are going way too hardcore, like getting too dogmatic, where it makes them lose the focus too. That's another thing. Like, damn, dude. Socialism is just evolution of from capitalism. So we evolve, we keep evolving, like from feudalism to capitalism, then from capitalism to socialism. We keep evolving as humans. And the next step is socialism. As Richard Wolff will say, socialism is the shadow of capitalism. And it will always be the shadow of capitalism uh, as long as capitalism exists until we evolve to the next step. And then from there, right, from socialism, we might even evolve further. We don't know what we will discover, but that's what it is. And that's just what it is. People are so intense and then losing focus and then also saying stuff like unite with the populace, right? Like what the fuck is going on, dude? Oh yeah, eventually we get automated luxury space communism. Exactly. That's what we have to. We're bound to get there. We have to be there. The pressure will come soon capitalism cannot last, also it will naturally collapse, or capitalism will naturally eat itself up. And then what happens from that point is the people get grab the resources starts to come back into the hands of the people. And then we already have a lot of these ideas. We start to democratize the resources because of automation. It's like, oh, it's automation, we work way less. There's not like there's a lot of things covered for us, so let's democratize this. So first we have democratized our governing status. We move away from monarchy, and then we democratize our politics away from monarchy. And then what happened was people started discovering, like, wait, I don't like they started seeing the exploitation in the workplaces. So then the next idea came over and says, oh, we got to democratize these workplaces too. And well, how to do that. And so that's the next step. But we have to do it really soon too, or the pressure will just come. If we do it right, if we start democratizing the workplaces and stuff, we will also know what to do as automation starts to grow. We will know what to do, and from there we naturally flow with the economic situation. Or if it doesn't get there, we don't democratize the workplace, the pressure will be on. A lot of people will be out of work, and there's going to be a kind of an uprising because they let the capitalist is eating itself up by what they set up. And that's why it will naturally fall. It can naturally fall in many different ways. This is just a simple explanation or thought about it. But yeah. um yeah, so we socialism will always be the shadow of capitalism until we evolve, until we put democracy in every sphere of our life and we all work together as people, social. um so like Cuba's doing the right thing. Cuba stabilized itself, but now since they already have co-ops, now they're moving the co-ops to the people's hands, and the people is getting more democratized. Okay, they had centralized democratic centralism, right? Because it was Marxist Leninist, but now it's getting more decentralized little by little, and even the democracy of these workplaces is getting into the hands of the people in Cuba too. So this is a good thing, and this is what we got to go to. We have to go to a fully transition to basically to anti-state system, anti-state, a stateless, um, moneyless, and classless society. Moneyless will be last. It's something to figure out over time. But for sure, what will come first will be the first things will come will be like classless, then stateless, and then will be moneyless. And that's the process. Um, you know, uh, Many theories. There's a lot of theories out there, and they explain different ways, right? Um, and some of these theories get a little deep, but I'm just giving like an idea about what it is. But yeah, but again, for nobody will forget, uniting with the populist right is bullshit. And what Jimmy Dore is talking about, I don't know if he's fucking aware what the fuck the populist right is, but he used those words. I don't know why he used those words. And Jimmy Dore is just showing that if he's doing it ignorantly and he doesn't get it, or he hasn't done enough research or anything, um, 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 we already see that the word or the terminology or that group of people, Boogaloo Boys, is used as a Trojan horse to invite the word populist right, and use as a Trojan horse for the populist right to fucking come in. Not fucking good. Not good. So that's what it is. I'll probably end the show here now because I don't want to go too long. Now it's like 39 minutes. And sometimes I think people don't really watch stuff when it's too long. But I go because it's live anyways. And a lot of times it goes long all the time anyways. My last show was like 30 minutes. And I was like, God dang. But yeah, populist right is just straight up fascism. And I will take it further. There's no such thing as populist right. It's just fucking fascism. That's what populist right is. Just fascism. When people look it up, just the simpleness of the Wikipedian definition, you can already tell it's fascist. Um, oh, I got to get to the next point. Uh, okay. Oh shoot, I forgot. Now the show's gonna go longer. I'm gonna go jump on where now we get what populist right and left is. I mean populist right is Chrome. Okay, I'm gonna show a Twitter here. This is by Gracie Lee. Okay. All right. Look at these talking points, and I'm gonna make sense of these talking points. Okay, and how it looks like straight up third positionism. Um. Okay, what is this? So People's Party didn't include Greens because they're looking to appeal to Republicans. This is the people now. This is about the movement of the People's Party. Okay, it says right here. Thanks for answering our questions about why no Greens were included in the conversation. This is all I needed to know. And so let's see what the MPP says. Hey, MPP's goal is a little different from the Greens. We say we want to be a major new party, not just a leftist party. Greens have a good platform, but not sure it can appeal to red state voters. Look. It gets more interesting. Okay, let's see what it says here. Okay, let's read all this. Y'all understand that pushing to start with People's Party while intriguing and stuff is more damaging to progress in general than joining the Green. Um, which already has ballot access matching funds and so on, making spending 40 years to start over a dumb idea, right? I guess he's saying it's going to take long to get ballot access and all that stuff when the Greens are kind of ahead or something. To be clear, I understand the passion, and I'm not critical of the organizers of the People's Party themselves, just the strategy behind starting over. Okay, he has some ideas. I've been in their meetings and whatnot. It's passionate. It's a passionate group. Just doesn't make strategic sense at all. So he's saying they're not strategic. Okay, he's already seeing. He's been in their meetings, been in their groups. He said they're very passionate, but they're not strategic. Um, if People's Party wants to shed some light, I'll welcome their feedback. So here's what they say. While the Green Party seeks to be, this is what People's Party says. While the Green Party seeks to be just another left party, we want to be a major new party. We're progressive populists. What? And we want to use the Bernie strategy of appealing to the left, independents, and moderate Republicans. We can pull away from the far right. So if they think they can pull people away from the far right, now they're calling themselves progressive populists. I go, what the fuck is that, dude? Progressive populists. And then the way they're talking, they don't want to be another left party, they said. We want to be a major new party. What is this? Third positionism? I don't know if they're doing this on accident or what, but this is assisting a red brown fascist pipeline for sure. It's assisting for sure, whether they're doing it aware or not. Okay, now here's another one. Not many policy differences, but we classify ourselves as progressive populists. We say, what the fuck is that word? Trips me out. Progressive populist. We say want to be a major new party, not another leftist party like the Greens. We can appeal to the left, independents, and working class Republicans who agree on policies such as medical for all. Look how they ended that. Medical for all. So everybody agrees with medical for all, they're saying. So they're using, I think, this concept of medical for all as a reasoning to unite with the populist right. Okay. And this is not good. So what now? Populism. Remember, I said earlier, I'm a little skeptical of left-wing populism. Tiny bit. There's a little glitch in there. Tiny little glitch. Not bad. Not so bad, but it's a tiny glitch there. But now they're using this wording called uh they're saying populist progressives. What do scholars say? The scholars have said that this word populism should be taken away from the political field because it's like weird. It doesn't make sense. So I wanted to read that, and they're calling themselves populist progressives. I never heard that before, ever in my life. Never heard that before. So the first time is populist progressive. Is it like, are they saying D more centrist? Is it, you know, it can really feed into really red brown fascist pipeline through that stuff. I remember before when they were infiltrating the right wing a lot, I was saying, hey, these people are brown fascists. Like when they were infiltrating like a lot of right wing circles, the right libertarian and caps, I would say they're brown fascists. People didn't believe it. They couldn't understand the talking points. And so it's like they're brown. And it grew and grew. And I go, oh, it's getting worse. It's getting fucking worse. And people thought I was tripping out. They're like, oh, you're crazy. I go, no, no, it's getting bad. I go, they're saying obvious shit. Like that's why I'm bringing up right wing populism. What does the terminology means? And also how the term Boogaloo Boys or the group Boogaloo Boys is being used as they're like an example of populist right. So that means they're being used as a Trojan horse for the populist right to enter into other people's circles. So it's not just Boogaloo Boys; it's just the populist right in general coming in, and we have to be careful of that. Really, fucking gotta be careful with that. Um, um, Boogaloo Boys is just a mixed bag. So they will be used. They will be used. It's sad. Um, uh, so that's all I wanted to get at. Just a simple live stream. Go on here and then just kind of like clear up some stuff. People are like, and then I don't want people being fooled by some other people commenting, being like, "Oh, it's good to reunite with the populace, right?" I go, "Oh fuck, dude, are you fucking serious, dude? This is crazy, man. This is too much." And then people be like, "Oh, you're tripping out." Fascist, what are you talking about? I go, oh my gosh, dude, for reals, dude. And then bringing up European socialism, and I know that in the past people were bringing up European socialism just to put Bernie Sanders down, so you just get him off the momentum. So yeah, and then this guy used the concept European socialism too when I was talking about that. It's very interesting combination that happened there too. So it trips me out. Um, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna get off now. I'm 47 minutes now. But yeah, thanks for coming on. I'll see you guys later. I guess I'm on Facebook and I'm unblocked on Facebook. I multi-stream when I do live stream a lot of times, so I wasn't aware I was on Facebook. So thanks for coming on, whoever came on. So I'll see you guys later. And stay real, stay good, or stay aware. I'll come back on and talk about other subjects. How to grow class consciousness. That's a key point. And um, and where the mistakes were done in Marxist-Leninist theory, or what parts are wrong in Marxist-Leninist theory when it comes to class consciousness too. And that will be going to be interesting. That'll be another time, another show, another random live. So yeah, peace. I'll see you later, and I'm going to end this show now. Thanks for popping up. See you guys later. I'm gonna go game on Twitch now.